Hey, kids, you like that rock and roll?
Don't worry, don't be afraid, ever. This is just a ride.
On the program this evening,
Four Brothers Podcast.
Welcome to the Four Brothers Podcast. Today's guest is a Northern Irish comedian. He's a big hockey fan. It's Jordan Robinson.
Hello.
You cut your toenails on acid?
That's how we're getting into it.
Fucking quick on it.
I'll forget if I don't.
If any potential employers are listening or watching right now, this is
a soliloquy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a Shakespearean sonnet that I come up with in my head. Yeah, 100%. It was I allegedly took LSD, and then when I woke up the next day, the bed sheets were all like covered in blood, and it was because I was like cutting my toenails while under the influence.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it was a bad time. I'd never do it
What
again.
made you think my toenails need to be
I
cut?
have no idea.
How do you remember
manage
Do you remember cutting them?
I don't remember cutting them. Just remember waking up and saying,
How do you know you cut them?
oh, "You see, this is it."
That's a good question. There is
Please don't put that conspiracy in my head now.
There's a toenail cutting demon that is summoned when you take acid. Like.
Every time I take acid, there's a wee toenail fairy. It's like, I need those acid toes, baby.
And he always cuts them too far down.
Yeah, fucking notorious for it.
See you
But
later. Goodbye.
I just keep fucking convincing myself I didn't hit record on.
We'll be right back. We'll keep it right here.
dear. So yeah.
So where first? I've a lot of questions.
Yes. Okay.
I'm gonna try and right. Where'd you get the toenail clippers?
They're in my room.
He carries them about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've got
did
them
you
on a
do
lanyard.
I keep them on me at all times.
The Belfast Giants toenail clippers thing.
That's the thing. If anything can be merchandise, I'll probably buy it. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Like,
It's crazy.
Buy
But
anything.
no, it was a bad scenario to start off with, because I took it at a house party and I didn't tell anybody I was going to take it. So
So everybody just thought you were nuts then?
yeah, essentially. Like,
And then did you, when the acid hit, you're like, no, I can't tell them. It's come too far.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
far.
They won't
Like,
believe me
I
now.
can't tell them. Like, they're not going to believe this. Like, I'm on acid. No, you're not.
David's on acid as a stand. That's his default. Like,
yeah, he's operating at acid level.
he needs to tell you when he's sober. Like, he's like, here, guy, it might not go well here. I'm fucking completely straight.
But no, it was. I remember getting taken home, but that's like the extent of what.
What kind of house party? Like, was it a mad one or like quiet?
So I hung out with a lot of theatre people.
Yes.
When I was younger, and
A mad one then.
yeah, well, it was for an like this Austrian holiday, and I can't remember which one it is exactly, but the person whose house it was Austrian, and there's like they do this holiday every year where everybody comes in fancy dress and stuff like that. And the worst thing was
it midsummer?
no, well, it had that vibe, but
Just get out. Like,
but the worst thing about the whole thing was I was dressed up as Cosmo from Very Odd Parents while it happened.
Oh, that's great. That's an episode of something like.
So my bed looked like an Italian flag when I woke up, because the green hair dye, the white bed sheets, and then the red from the blood.
fucking hell.
So yeah,
Acid in a theatre kids party, like, you know,
Yeah.
As
a lot
Cosmo.
of a lot of charades going on, you know, like film 74 films, 74 words.
but yeah, so that was an exciting time in my life.
Fuck. Acid's a bad one, like.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do it again. Like,
No, definitely not.
if I did it the first time, just keep it up.
Which allegedly, if I
Inspired you to
allegedly
write
ever
that
done
story.
It's a good short story. Yeah, we took it a few times. Like, I think we've went over it before, so we'll not go into it too much.
It's
Like, but
definitely funny. It's a funny drug. Like you can sort of feel it in your mind, kind of.
it does,
doing
like Jake said,
something
it
that-
feels like glass and static
Yeah,
and
it's sharp.
Yeah, it's like
and aggressive.
I felt like I was in like the Enter Sandman music video all night long. Dun, and all the lights like running, and I had the Cadbury's sign, right, for some reason burnt into the retina, and every time I tried to look at it, it went away. It was just there, and I was like, what the fuck? Just trying to look at this sign.
I remember during the party, and at this point still nobody knew what was happening. I was kind of like concerned that something was seriously wrong, so I locked myself in the downstairs toilet, like under the stairs, and I kept
Harry
looking.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
I kept looking at the corners of the grouting in the tiles, and it wasn't like a kaleidoscope, but it was noticeable dots that were appearing in the like corners of the grout and stuff like that. That kind of
You're a
freaked
wizard,
me out.
Jordan.
I remember taking them on Halloween when I was in uni.
What was the symbol on them? Do you remember?
On the one
Because I remember the ones we took was
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson was
there
the
was
first
like
one.
Mad Hatter ones.
Right.
There was just geometric pattern ones, you know. And I remember taking it once with a friend that I lived with when I went to uni. And we just done it by ourselves in the house, and then the door knocked, and it was like 7 or 8 of our friends wanting us to go out, and they were all in fancy dress.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah,
it
you told me
was-
this before.
One was dressed as Big Bird.
That's right.
There was Austin Powers. One was a Spartan from 300. I
know who
swear
that
to
is.
God, it was the scariest fucking thing
Was this
ever.
not the one you were taking a shite on as well? Like or was that mushrooms?
It's hard to remember.
Like I think you were on the
One
toilet
was
when they
on the
knocked or
toilet.
something.
And then, no, not when they knocked. I just went to the toilet, I think, when it started to hit to try. Because for some reason, you go to the bathroom for safety, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, exactly.
And then all the tiles started to like turn, and my skin started to do the same thing. And then I was just like, oh,
This is before the
no.
acid.
Fucking hell.
Oh no, you know. And then I went to my bedroom, and the bed clothes were doing the same thing. I was like, I can't.
What were your nail clippers doing at this point?
Could hear them.
They're talking to me, man.
The demon was
Need to
coming.
clip. We won't do that.
Yeah, it's funny, like, isn't it?
Oh, it's a fucking.
This is probably the most interesting start to a podcast I've ever had.
You know what? I think
I'm
we
here
should-
for it.
I think we should actually start more guest podcasts, I guess, because sometimes I don't know what to
Like
talk
what?
at the start. Like with a topic, you know, the way we would sit here and say before the podcast starts, we're like, right, what's the first topic, and then we would get into it. But we don't do that with guests for some reason. But then we did there now, and it really flowed. Like we would do that every time.
Yeah.
There you
Well-
go. I'm the genesis of something new.
There you
I like
go.
that.
There you go. Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, what got you into comedy?
One time I did acid.
And
That was a funny bit. So
No, I knew I always wanted to do comedy. A big thing for me and my dad was watching Live at the Apollo. And we always had like stand-up kind of cassettes and vinyls and stuff like that in the house growing up. So
like, what would have been
One of the-
comedian back then that was like?
well, Billy Connolly was like huge.
like
I think that's everybody's story.
I think
kinda
that
starts with
especially for father and son,
Yeah.
Billy Connolly just connects. He's done it. Like that's you both love Billy Connolly. Everybody
Yeah.
loves Billy Connolly.
But I have a vivid memory of having a cassette of Ardal O'Hanlon,
Oh,
you know,
right.
Dougal
Class.
from Father Ted.
yeah.
His, and I remember getting it, my dad picking it up from a service station, like somewhere over in England, and like we just listened to that the whole way home in the
Class.
car, and
I
like
love
literally when it was over, like just put it back to the start again. So that was a big thing, but it kind of felt a little bit inaccessible because there's no like you don't get any
Yeah.
advice on like how to get into it. So
when did you start in the comedy scene?
2017.
Right.
But then I started.
I think it's getting better now. Like of what you're talking about, but probably back then it was
Yeah.
not really in its
yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
in its
There's
stride yet.
infancy.
so
it was still in
like
its
when I
infancy.
started, there was. I didn't start doing stand-up comedy. I started with like improv comedy, and because like I'd watch shows like Whose Lines It Anyway, you know, the one that used to be on
love
Dave
it.
and stuff like
Love
that.
it. Love it.
And
Tortured me with that for
I love it.
years.
I like
you
and
fucking always had that
to this
on.
day. To this day, I still enjoy
Never trying to
it.
turn that over. Like
Many a hangover, like I would stick it on and like I would have to watch it and they'd be sitting there like, oh, they hated it. They hated it. I love it.
I started volunteering at this cafe place. It's like a pay what you want cafe in Belfast. It used to be called the War Zone, but they don't do it anymore. They used to run like punk gigs and stuff out of it. But I met this guy who was from Katy in South Armagh, but he just came back to Belfast, and he had done improv comedy over in Shanghai.
In Shanghai, what?
Yeah, he was living like, I think he was an English teacher over there and started doing stand-up or started doing improv there, and brought it back to Belfast and was doing like these 101 courses. So I was like, fucking yeah, I really want to try that, and I did. And there was improv happening at in Belfast at the time, but there wasn't any like 101 courses where you could go and actually learn how to do it. So I started doing that, and I stuck at that for maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But after the first year of just doing that, I was like going to the PAV like every Monday and going to any stand-up I could go to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to do this. This is the natural progression of things. Like go do improv, then go do stand-up.
Yeah.
So a year after my first improv show, I did my first stand-up show, and yeah, I've been doing that ever since.
Class. Improv would be so fun. Like
I think it helped a lot in stand-up because it made you feel a lot more comfortable on stage. But then you kind of just have to bite the bullet and be the only one on stage without kind of knowing what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's like I'd done acting for like a year back in like 2008, 2009 when we were living in Belfast, and that would have been, it wouldn't have been comedy, but we were doing a lot of improv in it and stuff, like, you know, but like real like up your arse kind of improv, like exploring your body and all, and just fucking, you know.
Yeah, I've been through all the what does a watering can feel and stuff like that kind of bullshit.
Was he a white person from Belfast in Shanghai?
Yeah.
And then the improv that translated to them when he brought it back over here, was it racist?
No. It was one of those things where it's
I should have put that.
You're right.
Don't claim if it falls on you.
That's why we had you sign that wee hangout there.
It's going to come down somebody's head and we're going to get sued.
Here. I can't wait.
I'll be right.
Well, today is not that day. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be kind of universal because in Belfast there were so many people from like all over Europe and stuff like that, and people where English isn't their first language.
Yeah.
They go to improv to kind of learn how to get like have genuine like kind of interactions with people in a different language and stuff like that. So it worked out well. It was very I don't know, a good assimilation into whatever community you're in is to go try an improv course, I guess.
I suppose you don't need to know the language to understand body language.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of physicality to it as well, so it's kind of an easy way.
And how did that
certain
transition into like writing bits for comedy then? Like,
You see, took acid one time.
Well, with like improv, you're not really thinking about jokes and stuff like that. The comedy all comes from like genuine interactions you have with people and stuff like that.
Is it all that yes and?
Yeah. I literally have that tattooed on my arm. So yeah, stand up and improv, there's a lot of similarities, but there's like chalk and cheese at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you're a lot more kind of, if you want to think of it as like selfish or self-serving when it comes to stand up, because you're always looking for the funny, but then you kind of you're looking for it in stand up, but you find it in improv.
Whereas in improv, you're sort of like helping others to try and get there, and it may not be you that's finding that funny thing, but you're just helping.
But you're all pulling at the same rope, like kind of thing. Yeah, so
something interesting to try. Like
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, stand-up people are selfish, and improv people are givers. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Why'd it get sexual there?
There's sexual undertones to every story that I'm going to say today.
Are fucking mimes French?
Or mimes?
Mimes French?
Yeah.
Did that originate in France?
Yeah. I
It's
think
sort of
so.
an off part of that, isn't it? Really?
Well, yeah, that
Is it
was
actually French. Yeah.
Well,
who's
just
the
like
guy?
a stereotypical assumption.
Yeah.
Who's the famous French
it is, yeah.
You know,
mime? There's a real famous. Like I
Yeah.
studied him in fucking acting class. There's just who's the fuck?
I want to say, is it Michel Marceau?
Yeah, that's what
I may be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
He sounds French. If nothing else.
You just said two French names and just went with it. Like,
Yeah,
is it
Pierre Henry.
Thierry Henry, maybe. There's a guy. It's not Stanislavski or that guy. Whoever the fuck that's like
not French.
You know, it's. Fuck it, it'll come to me later. But yeah, I'd love to try it. In our spare time, we should do some improv, sexual improv.
Sexual improv.
with mask.
it's only
Talking about sex.
way to do it. It's sexual.
There's a fucking,
shouldn't be planned out. Like
No.
If you're planning out sex, stop.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the magic's dead.
Yeah, oh, it's dead. It's when you're planning for kids and you're like, right, we're going.
I have a few bullet points. Like I go over with you. Yeah.
Post-match analysis of the sex we've just had.
the highlights.
Yeah, fucking Rory Keane waiting to fucking meet you in the car park afterwards.
It's almost a goal, you know. It was on the line. VAR comes up. Didn't quite
Speaking
get
about
it
sex,
in the
what?
vagina.
So the anglerfish, not an anglerfish.
Yes, I do.
Whoa,
Know
here,
what an
guys.
anglerfish is?
David has a topic.
Yeah, look at that. Look.
Well done. Bringing topics
I had to write it
podcast.
down.
Make this a fucking segment. Bring up like
David has a topic.
animation and all here
So
for this.
you know what an anglerfish is?
Yeah.
everybody?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a male one?
Possibly. I
haven't seen
don't
it.
know. I don't know. I might have.
Maybe.
I don't
Well,
know.
One ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, they're tiny, like they're wee tiny things. they are.
So the anglerfish that you really see, that's always
that's
the female.
that's a
then?
female. then.
Oh, okay.
Big ones with the sharp teeth.
And they live in the depths, and
Yeah,
they have like
down in
is
the
it the
dark,
ones that
you know.
have like the wee bulb on there.
Literally just watched Our Planet the other night with one of these. Funny enough, yeah. And they were showing them. Funny enough.
Yeah, well the male, it's
Mm-hmm.
like what
Oh, he's choking.
fucking.
Everybody's
it's a lot
joking now.
smaller. It's a lot smaller.
Right.
How
Like, it's
small?
It's like fucking tiny. Like
Does it swim inside her and just bust a nut?
no, it
Just explode.
it attaches onto it, so it does. It latches onto the female and becomes like fucking pretty much a ball sack. So it does.
It becomes her
Hang on.
ball sack.
Go back.
Pretty much.
What? Back one bit. What?
That's pretty
That's
average to us as
crazy.
well.
It latches onto it and melts its mouth onto it and becomes it.
Fibers are fused to
It becomes part of it.
Fused to the head.
Becomes
Like
part
a
of it.
parasitic relationship.
Yeah,
Almost.
yeah, it's a
That's
parasite.
just
yeah.
same as humans.
And then
then.
it just becomes a ball sack and then injects semen into it from it. So
My
it just
partner
is a ball sack.
calls me a
It
ball
just
bag.
is
Like,
a ball sack. Like it's just a living ball sack. Yeah.
just like me.
My ball sack's alive, I think.
I feel like I've just taken acid again. I don't know what this is.
Get the fucking toenail clippers
There you go. I'll flag that right, and that'll be David's wee segment.
That's what I'm saying. You should put up like a wee animation and all. That'd be funny. Like.
You should
It's
do
time
that. You
for
should tell
David's
everyone
segment.
we're breaking new ground here with Jordan. Like, you know, David's got a new segment now. It's fact.
But yeah,
Segment.
there's some fucked up shit in the ocean, like, isn't there?
Oh jeez, the ocean.
Yeah, it's
Don't even start me.
It's
Like,
like eating.
Jesus Christ.
5,000 times
Nightmare down there.
smaller in weight than the.
Oh, we're still on anglerfish.
Female. And it's not that big.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like us fucking the Eiffel Tower.
Right.
Someone's done that.
Someone married the Eiffel Tower.
Somebody loves the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, she's married to it. No, she went up and fucked it.
I've seen a bunch of people try and like marry a roller coaster and stuff like that. Inanimate objects.
She has
Try,
like
they
a
just
weird
do
one.
it.
she has a sexual relationship with it. No, it's like she just sits underneath it and oils it up and all.
Yeah.
Just
Sits on her, like the one in the Eiffel Tower. She goes up the lift and all, and there's like families and people, just tourists, and she's like on a bar, like grinding on it. She's like, oh. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
if you had to. Pretty weird question.
If you had to fuck
you
an
had to-
inanimate object,
if you had to
which
fuck a
one would it
building,
be?
like if like you were attracted to objects, like what would be a go-to sort of? It can't be alive.
Well,
What's a
obviously.
sexy object?
Sexy object.
Sexy object.
I mean, if we're talking about like the Eiffel Tower,
An
things like
hourglass.
the hourglass is well. That's because you're thinking womanly. You're
A
thinking
sex doll?
hourglass figure. No,
It's a
that's
sexy object.
No, like
Something
that's
you can put your dick in,
A
and
sex doll.
preferably like
You should say so. You're
if you want to fuck it, yeah. Are you fucking a roller coaster?
Yeah, but are you just wanting a sexual relationship with the
what I'm saying.
object, or do you want something a little bit deeper?
Yeah,
Well, you can go
Something
either
to
way.
put your
couldn't
dick
you?
in.
See, that's where I'm going. Like I'm
It's
thinking,
an inanimate fucking object.
but that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking something that's been there, done that, like the Eiffel Tower. Like it's
Yeah, it's busted ass.
like the
bitch.
Statue of Liberty, maybe. You know, something like that's like
How you
been
put your
around.
dick in it?
The Great
So
Pyramid.
why did you want that?
I'm not
It's
talking
busted
about
up.
sexual. I'm
It's
not
busted
talking.
up.
I'm not talking about
So
sexual.
if someone else rides your fucking roller coaster, does that mean they
Cheating
cheated on you?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
100%.
But I think if you get into a relationship with an inanimate object, it's going to have to be like a
Yeah.
polyamorous.
Yeah,
one.
polyamorous
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
There's
Well-
certain limitations. Like,
Well, there's that woman who sleeps with her bow and arrow and she doesn't let anyone fuck it, so
oh,
Did she fuck her bow and arrow?
she does.
Right. I don't know how that works, but
I mean, like we all had
We
a phase when we were kids of obsessed with Lord of the Rings, but I
Yeah.
think that's taken it.
She's just-
it's-
Still obsessed.
Legolas.
I don't know. Like maybe a car would be pretty good to to have a
Car. Well, people do
People
love their
do,
cars.
Yeah.
There's that guy who's loves his
Because
car.
at least you can get inside it and drive it around.
Oh, right. I thought I was going somewhere else.
I think that guy
You
does
can
put
be
his
edible,
dick in
yeah.
the exhaust pipe and
Yeah,
stuff.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, if
Yeah,
you're
I
going to
think
fuck
he
a car,
does.
that's probably
Yeah.
the go-to.
Yeah.
Not only
Live
can
it
you
up.
drive it, but you can fuck it too, you know. So,
There you go.
in the exhaust pipe.
That's just like women.
Exactly.
Not only can you drive, I can't really.
I don't know what else is there that you could actually, because like I know our go-to thing is like, oh, what could you fuck? But I don't think even that's where it originates from.
No.
You know, like it doesn't matter how fuckable the object is.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it anyway.
Yeah,
know?
I think it's more of the state of mind the person's in rather
yeah,
than how attractive the object is.
Took a lot of
apparently,
acid.
according to 2024, they're completely sane. You know,
Yeah.
if you're fucking objects, that's
It's okay.
Okay.
That's fine by me. Suppose you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know? Fuck off,
can,
right?
but also you should be allowed to be like, that's crazy.
yeah, you can say it's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
you're not
crazy.
immune.
You're fucking your car.
Yeah, you're not immune from
Yeah.
fucking criticism.
Come on, mate.
Oh, there he goes again.
If you get a car on finance, you're allowed to fuck it until
Not until you
before
pay it off.
Right, no, is that not prostitution? That would be. Is that is it trafficking?
That's
Getting your car stuck in traffic?
There you go. Fucking clip that just so you can make that into a stand-up bit. That is a funny fucking bit.
very good. No. Telling you,
Oh, fucking hell.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. Like, can you fuck your car unless you paid it off? Like, probably not.
Yes, Jake.
Can you? Though?
You can do whatever you want with a car, all right?
Not if you don't own it yet. What about if you hire a car? Can you fuck it?
Yeah.
Nope. Bet you would get billed for fucking it.
Someone just needs to
you
write
they
the
would
rules
charge
down
you.
so there's no
And then they'd
ambiguity
be like,
about it.
sir, you fucked this car. You owe us money.
Imagine that's actually in the contract, you know, because they have to cover it. Like, it's
You know
like
what I
do
mean?
not fuck.
And I just be like, was it in the contract? Well, no, but it's common sense. Well, then I can fuck it.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Jury! This man loves his
Yeah,
car.
12 angry men, but it's just go.
Oh, fuck me.
Different fucking Jesus Christ.
That
What do you
needs to be a
call that?
sketch.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's a good one. Like, what do you call that car that goes around killing everyone at night?
Carrie.
No, Christine.
Christine.
yes.
Christine.
Yeah,
sorry.
same,
Yeah, but-
same.
But instead, you get
same
Christine
author.
first. And fuck it.
Oh,
You know.
you did, boy. Let's move on.
Okay.
NHL.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
let's talk about that because
yeah,
I'm
let's do
I'm a wannabe.
Yeah.
I'm
I am
poser.
I am a the.
You're
Yes.
you're a B.
I'm black and white.
IB.
Okay.
You're black and white hockey. Too cool.
Oh, one of my favorite NHL players of all time is black guy.
Liar.
No, swear to God. Swear to
I'm only
God.
messing, I'm only messing.
A guy
Is he
called
the
P-
only one?
I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot, but a
fun
guy
though.
called PK Subban. He was class.
And why is there not a lot? Obviously,
It-
I know that.
It's an extremely
What if the ice melts?
it's an extremely expensive sport.
Yeah.
It's like fucking cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everything from like equipment to like actually
that
getting to do it. Like
Yeah. No
So-
poor people. No poor people.
genuinely, it's like it's a major issue, and that's why I'm on the podcast today to bring light to it.
Yeah.
hockey's
used to-
good crack. Like,
yeah,
I
we
mean,
used to go
I've
ice
been to see Belfast
We're
Giants
joking.
twice. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
I go to
that-
them.
that-
quite a lot.
that's-
I'd love
as
to get
far as
into
I
it
went
more.
with
Like
it,
it's one of
but-
them things that I've always been like, that's a cool sport.
Yeah.
If I would get
fucking
into a
class.
sport other than like UFC or something, that would be it. Like,
I don't know.
It'd be
What
fun
would
to
be for
play.
me?
Like, it'd be really fun to play.
It'd be fun to play.
You ever play it?
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Actually,
Be hard to play.
is it not like we not get fucked up? Like,
Yeah, well, so my brother still plays, but in like, so there's like different leagues. There's the Elite League, which is where the Giants are at the minute, and then you got the SNL, which is the Scottish National League. So the Giants play in that, but they don't have any home games. They go to Scotland to play all their home games. It's really weird. Then you have like a what would be considered like a beer league here, where everybody goes, but they get like fucked up after and stuff like that. And that's the league my brother plays in at the minute. So it's not as competitive, but it's good crack.
yeah. See, like I would go to Dundonald Ice Bowl.
Yeah.
And be so jealous if ever like I'd be wearing the shitty ice skates that fucking cramp your feet.
Oh yeah, the rental
And-
one kind of
yeah,
thing.
oh, they're terrible. And then you'd see like some other guys just like gliding by in some real cool ones, and I'm like, oh, I want.
there's
that.
other ice skates you can. You don't have to wear
you
rental.
Oh, no,
you
that's their
always
own
end up-
ones.
You always end up
They
with like
bring their
sore
own, like-
fucking ankles and shit, like blisters.
You know. No.
I'd love to do that.
Bring your own ice skates.
Bring
Yeah.
your fucking away.
I mean, obviously they're like hockey players or whatever, and
Buy your own ice skates, you fuck.
they're too dear.
Too expensive.
You know, Dundonald's the only public ice rink in the whole island of Ireland.
Is it?
There's no. There
Really?
used to be one in Dundalk,
Whoa.
but it closed down in 2010. So
That's funny because
That's
I mean,
fucked up.
I suppose for the Belfast Giant games, they actually just turned the SSC. Like, there's not always an ice rink up there, is there?
during the season there is, and like when they have like concerts and like gigs and stuff like that, they put like a layer of concrete over the ice.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's a team that plays in the same league my brother does now, is from Dublin, and all of them and most of them aren't from Dublin. They're just from down south. They all have to come up to Dundonald to play games and to fucking train, like,
Yeah.
just fucking it's crazy dedication, like.
Yeah. I used to rollerblade, like back when we were skaters. Like Dave and Jake would have skateboarded, and I was called a fruit booter. That's what they called us. And but the natural transition would be play ice hockey, you know. But I never did. Like,
Yeah.
I always wanted to. But it was always okay on the ice because of rollerblades, you know.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit different, like. But
Yeah.
I went ice skating
It
not too
wasn't
long
bad
ago
on the-
because of my last job, but like I really didn't enjoy it.
No?
You know? Like I could skate, no, still. And I was just like, but after 10 minutes, I was like sweating, and then it was cold, and then I was sweating, and then it was cold, and then my ankles
black.
were sore. I was like, you know what? Nah, like,
I have like really like flat feet as well. So if you're standing on skates more than 10 minutes, I'm like, my feet are on fire and I'm going to die soon.
yeah.
That kind
and
of
they
thing.
really cramp up, like. They do.
But that's the best thing about ice hockey. The shifts last anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute and a half, and then you're off. It's fast. It's really like kind of rolling substitution kind of thing.
Yeah.
anybody take their skates off and try to stab anyone?
No, but there's a guy last year. A guy played for Nottingham, actually died. I don't know if you guys did you see the
That's
thing. So it was during a game, and there's actually like the guy who's involved with it has been rebailed, so it's in the courts at
I
the
think
minute.
I might have seen something
But
about
yeah,
this. Yeah.
so it was a guy from Minnesota called Adam Johnson, and his neck got cut like
That's
during
right,
the
I've
game.
seen the video.
Yeah,
Like during a
the
hockey game?
video was I saw when it was released on Twitter. I think they've got most of it off now, but it was the most harrowing thing I've ever seen.
Fuck
It's
that,
the
like.
worst. Like,
Because I mean, they're not like. Are they really sharp? The blades? Cause
oh yeah,
some
like
of them are
razor sharp.
Because the ones you get in Dundonald, they're flat.
Yeah.
They're so flat, you know. So
Yeah,
That's
well,
because they're just probably dull.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
They're
sure
not
they do
going
get really sharp, do they?
Oh yeah, like literally razor sharp.
I didn't know
Fuck,
that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
An Olympic ice skate. Really dangerous. Where a woman got her face like slashed open.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh yeah.
And like it used to be a real common thing. There was a player, it was like 2011 or something like that for the Giants. Got literally his face like cut open, like it looks like he's got like, you know, the kind of operation on your lip kind of thing.
cleft lip thing.
Like proper cut open. Like it was
Fuck that.
scary.
Like, should there not maybe be a rule on
There is now.
how sharp the fucking blade
Oh
is?
well, no. So there's no actual rules now.
Don't be
about
doing the conclusions now. For fuck's sake.
about how sharp they're allowed, but it's mandated in all the leagues in Europe now that neck protection has to be worn, which
right,
used to not be a thing.
Oh, fuck that. Like,
But
but just think about how dangerous
White people
any of
shit.
that is.
Very much so.
You could be like down on the ground, fell down, and someone just
I've always
Slice your fingers
I've always
off.
had a wee
Fucking
phobia of
fingers
that
off.
falling and like my fingers getting cut off.
Yeah.
There's a strange phobia there.
But I never knew that. I never knew that the word
They were sharp,
razor
yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sharp.
Oh, and it's
Right?
it's like
Fuck that.
it's really fucked up when you think about it, because it's not the first time that it ever happened as well. Because I can't remember. I think it was in the 80s. There's a guy called Clint Malarchuk who was
What a name.
Oh, it's a fucking great
He's
name.
definitely Canadian. Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian. He played for Buffalo, and this is available on YouTube. You can literally go watch it now. And I think they're playing against St. Louis or something like that. There's a shot that comes into the crease. There's a big melee. You don't really see what's happening. And next thing you know, you see Clint like grabbing his neck, and just the arterial spray of blood going everywhere. Like, so it's happened before, and with goalies that are the most padded like players and stuff like that, and have most protection.
It must be one of the
That's
most
crack.
dangerous
That's
sports
crack.
because
Yeah.
Good.
I
was
don't
on
want to. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't
Sorry,
wanna
no, you go ahead.
elevate my percentage of dying.
Yeah, no, I 100% get that. Like,
No, but I think that's what I like about hockey. There is fights, and it's like
yeah.
I think it's like even if there must be just putting on fights because it's all the
yeah,
time.
because no, but they
That's
actually
entertainment, like
they
a sport,
actively go out of their way to recruit people to play hockey that just fight.
Yeah.
Don't know, like.
And then
Well, they
there's
used
a
to
difference
anyway.
between hockey fighting and real fighting. 'Cause
Yeah.
they know the crack, like, you know,
Yeah.
and they're like just
Just
sort
grab.
So yeah, like 100%. There's like the kind of enforcer rule
Yeah.
where if like somebody like hit one of your players in a dirty fashion, or like, you know, like hit him into the boards or something like that, there would be repercussions where the next shift this guy's going to come out and beat the shit out of you, kind of thing. It's kind of moving away from that now, especially in the NHL a couple of seasons ago, and now like we kind of get the reverberations of it in Europe. But it's getting to the point where this season they kind of got rid of that, and the repercussions for all those dirty hits were you were supposed to get suspended. But there's been so many suspensions being missed and stuff like that now that it's kind of, you kind of see it eking back in with a lot more fights and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, like I don't enjoy the fact that somebody could be getting hurt, but
but it's fun to watch.
Better with the fights, like, isn't it?
when there is a fight, I'm the first on my feet going like, fucking kill him.
That's the
Well,
monkey.
there was I think there was a documentary. I can't remember what
That's
it's
what you're
called.
watching for.
Yeah, The Last Enforcer.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was like 70s or 80s or something, and he was a real like.
Chris Nyland was the guy. He was an enforcer for Montreal.
These boys' names are fucking.
There's some great ones, like, and all the Swedish ones are always really good too.
Like they weren't even particularly good at hockey. They just went on to fight. They were just there to be a brute on the field.
Yeah, it kind of you see in the Elite League and Super League is what it was beforehand. All the like kind of players from Canada and America that had the careers of like beating the shit out of each other for so long, and they kind of retired in the Elite League because it was like less competitive, so they could come here and not have to fight, and they can just score and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird now that that's changed. That's not
is there
necessarily the case.
Would there be a lot of players within hockey, professional hockey, that are like dead against all that shit, and they're there just for sport? And is there anyone pushing against that whole violence?
There isn't like it doesn't seem to be like a huge kind of uproar from like the player side, but it's like the same thing in the American football thing with the CTE, like the post concussion thing, like there's well documented cases of like people like self medicating and stuff like that with
is there
medicated.
Anybody getting drug tested in hockey?
Oh yeah, like huge, and like it seems there seems to be a lot of cokeheads in kind of hockey that have been getting suspended recently. People who recreationally use cocaine, like so. But I don't know. I don't think that doesn't seem like the medication I'd use to chill out. You know, that seems a very intense way to kind of.
And I was like, I'm like,
Thank God.
Put my feet up. Put my feet up.
It's like what I imagine ADHD people, like, you know, when they drink like a Red Bull to relax. Pretty much the same thing. Like, on a lesser
It's
scale.
an extreme version of that, isn't it?
See, when I watch a hockey game, I can never follow the puck.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Jesus Christ!
You get used to it. Like
there was somebody when I was at a Belfast Giants game, 2 seats down from me, or maybe 3. But I could maybe 4.
No, you have to be specific about this. No.
5. Nah.
6 out of push.
I'm not going to be able to sleep today.
I could see her. She got her head split clean open by a hockey puck.
It happens. Like,
Come on.
Split open, blood everywhere. I could.
Did you get money for that?
well, compensation? No.
Compensation for being traumatized as a young child.
Not you. Fuck you, man.
I was traumatized.
The woman who got near murdered.
I was a child.
The weirdest thing is that at the Giants games, when a puck leaves the ice and goes into the crowd, there's an announcement going like, "Be careful." Pucks could be coming into the thing, but it's sponsored by Cathedral Eye Clinic, which I think is just a level of irony, which is lovely.
That's a comedy. This puck flying at you at 100 miles an hour, sponsored by.
Fucking funny, man.
There's like a number on the puck after it hits you, like.
The word's funny, isn't it?
But yeah, I can never follow it. Like I'll be looking at this side and it's like the puck's over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh right, that's where the
It's
action
like
is.
muscle, but when you watch enough of it, it's muscle memory, and it gets a little bit easier, a little bit harder on TV. But like in real life,
And I can't follow it. I wonder how the fuck they can play it.
Yeah.
They can fucking. It just looks so fast paced.
Nah,
And
you
they're
can
like,
follow it. Like even if you can't see the
Classic.
puck, you can see where they're fucking going for.
yeah,
like,
just follow the other people around.
You're only going to watch the people that are just like waiting on it.
some of them aren't though. Well, you know, some of them are fighting. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about this because I seen your act. I think you were doing, was it Kill Your Darlings maybe a couple of months ago?
Oh, yeah, I do that quite a lot.
Yeah, I think because me and my partner were in Belfast and we just went to that for the crack. And you talk about anxiety and you know, panic attacks and you say you were diagnosed with autism.
Yeah.
We've dealt with a lot of that. And you said like your hands shake, you've got this tremor thing.
Yeah, I've got ET.
Would that be linked to it?
No, it's just it's genetic bad luck.
Right.
Is basically what that is. It's kind of like a low level tremor, so I'm like constantly like always shaking.
And how long have you had that?
Since I was born, but
Right.
it's gotten like I didn't really notice it when I was a kid, but like into my teenage years it started happening. And
Would that affect like writing when you were a kid and all? Like,
a wee bit, well, not so much when I was a kid, but now and stuff like that. Like my girlfriend has 2 nephews, and we were looking after them once, and like we were like coloring maps of the world and stuff like that. And I was like, no, okay, I'll do it with you. And when I was doing it, he goes like, why are you shaking so much? And I was like, I'm just really nervous to get this finished flag correct. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember the
within
colours.
the lines. So you're ruining it.
But yeah, it's not at the minute. It's not a major issue and
Yeah,
stuff like
that's
that.
good, that's
So
good.
me and my brother both have it, but he has it a little bit worse than I do.
Right. And he's the hockey player.
Yeah. So say what you will about that, but I got diagnosed last year with autism and stuff like that, and it kind of came from me. I used to have really, really bad panic attacks, and every time I had a panic attack, it would mirror the symptoms of having a heart attack. So it's like pains in the chest, pains in the arms, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Pins and needles and stuff.
Oh, and it's during like I was born with a heart condition as well.
Yeah.
So in 2020, I had to go in to have like the proper like zipper kind of open heart surgery.
And the GoFundMe link is going to be here. We'll raise money for Jordan.
Yeah, you know the music they play in truck rides? You should just play it over what I'm saying right now. But
It's like that old one.
Or the Kill Tony sad music.
Fucking. What a wonderful world. You don't remember that one? Go ahead, sorry.
No, hang on, yeah, go ahead.
so yeah, every time that I would have a panic attack, like even if you rang the out of hours or the GP or something like that, they'd tell you to go straight to A&E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it got to the end of last year, and I was like, right, I need to speak to someone because I'm going to A&E, getting told that everything, like they do ECGs and bloods and stuff like that, and they say that there's nothing that's contributing to your pain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it must be something mental. So yeah, kind of going to the clinical psychologist, kind of explained that a lot of the times it's just when I have a panic attack, it's me being like overstimulated about something. And
What would set your panic attack off?
there's no triggers, man. It just
Yeah.
kind of I would literally
Sometimes,
for a callback, let's just say acid, but
That's what done it to me.
So
Explain the toenail
overstimulation,
cut a
just
bit
in a
more,
sense,
like.
just like maybe being in a would
A room with 4 boys in red masks.
Yeah.
See, for me, I would get social anxiety, and that would maybe bring on a panic attack or something but not necessarily all the
panic
time.
attack.
It just
Yeah.
it seems to just come sometimes. It's a strange thing you can never kind of.
Mine started like when I was, funny enough, it actually started long before I thought it did. But my first proper one was like when I was 16, 17, after like I used to smoke weed a bit, and then I stopped because of the panic attacks. But then when I actually looked further back, I had a panic attack on the millennium. And I think before that even, when I
were
was
you just
10.
really worried about Y2K?
Yeah. But yeah, I just remember having a panic attack on that day. I was young. But yeah, mine really started then when I was about 17, 18. And I think one of the worst things that happened was the doctor told me I was okay.
Yeah.
And it was
That
like,
really
but
fucks
I'm
with you,
not,
like,
you know.
yeah.
So I was like, right, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. And then it happened again. I was like, well, why is it happening though?
Yeah.
And then it kept happening. And, it developed over the years into like, it then became panic disorder. And then I couldn't leave the house for a while.
Yeah.
Because it was the what if I have a panic attack there?
Yeah.
What if I have a panic attack? It became those what if thoughts.
Yeah,
then.
it's the anxiety around being anxious.
Yeah.
Which
So
is,
you're having and I never started to control it to where, and since probably 2022, I haven't actually had a panic attack.
That's class.
I've only had anxiety.
Yeah.
I've had pretty bad anxiety.
Yeah.
But I've never actually had a panic attack because when I feel a panic attack, it's like, right, I know what this is.
Yeah.
I've had like bouts of things. Like I remember a funny time that this was like the catalyst for one of the worst experiences of my life. Was I'm on this citalopram, you call it? It's
Yeah,
for
I've been on
anxiety.
it before as well, yeah.
I'm trying to wean myself off it now, like because I've been on it too long. But me, Jake, we're living together with our girlfriends, and I was just sitting with my girlfriend in her room, and I got heart palpitations, which this medication can sometimes do. So
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, it's okay. I'll just ride it out here. It's fine. But it wouldn't stop. It was way longer than usual. And I was like, oh, Jesus, what the fuck? Is this something more? And then I started to panic. And I was like, oh, fuck me. This might be a fucking heart attack. I think this medication's giving me a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I he was in the shower, bust in naked, dick swinging, just washing his hair like that. And I was like, Jake, I'm having a heart attack. He's like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, I ran out, and like one thing I do to calm myself down is I play guitar. So I got my guitar and just started playing away at it.
I come out in my towel, soaking wet, right? And I always have this image in my head. 'Cause I was like, it's like if anybody else says, like we were standing in the hallway, and I was soaking wet in a towel, and he was freaking out, and I had my hand on his heart, just being like, it's gonna be okay, just breathe. It's like such a gay moment. Like, if anybody else like looked in the window and seen that, like, he was having a heart attack, I swear.
It's like a Renaissance painting. Jesus Christ! Like,
Me with a guitar, like. But
Fuck's sake.
So I think what happened was I didn't know when the panic started and when the palpitations ended.
Yeah.
So then the palpitations turned into an elevated heart rate because I was starting to panic then.
yeah.
So then I just calmed myself down and it was okay. But then I made the stupid decision to go cold turkey off the citalopram.
Yeah, that's an issue.
A bad thing to do. So I'd done that, and then that started the symptoms of the rumination of like this rumination.
Hashtag rumination.
Yeah, so that started the fucking that started the thoughts again. So like I have it. My panic attacks come from breathing.
Breathing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like an OCD thought that can't leave my head of me thinking about my breathing.
Yeah,
and it's like
funny, right? Though
yeah.
OCD thoughts can be cured with breathing. You know,
Oh, no.
with a form of breathing, but
Which-
then you can't do it that way. You know what I mean?
And
Exactly.
I've always so many therapists I've seen have all said, have you tried breathing techniques? I'm like, huh.
Motherfucker.
That's literally
What do you think I'm doing right now?
if I try to breathe, I'll die.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say right now.
You know, I don't want to breathe. So I've actually got that. I mean, like
You
this.
teach yourself to just get air to come out of your paws or
I'm
something.
telling you, right? Yeah, this thought has got that bad and that alienated. Like the thought of my breathing has been alienated to me so much, where I was like, I couldn't talk to people because I was like, if I talk, I have to breathe. In between the words, I'll have to breathe, and I got that fucked up. And like, it sounds funny to me now as well. But like back then, that was what was going through my head, and that gave me like this was going on after a quick cold turkey, and I was just so depressed, and like that just like for about 6 or 7 months. Eventually, I think after about a month, I went back on the citalopram. I was like, fuck, I have to go back on it just to like, you know, and then I'll try and come off it another time. Like, but yeah, it's fucking worst time of my life. Like,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's not great.
Like-
Anxiety is genuinely the worst thing.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's
I wish it
also-
on anybody. Like,
It's one of those things where you're always, like, every single human on the planet deals with a level of anxiety.
Yeah, of course.
It's just like getting it to like
Some
a
people-
manageable stage.
like
I
say,
happened to just
yeah.
smoke weed, and it got me out of it.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. Like all those things, I've experienced all those things before, and then I started smoking weed, and then the weed accentuated it all. And then I had like moments of being like, "Am I going insane?" And then I decided to just push through, you know. And then now I'm comfortable being anxious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I will still feel.
Oh yeah,
Do you know what I mean? But I'll just go right.
Okay, yeah, you
You know what I
accept,
mean?
the
But
feelings
it's
come
still
in, you
there, like,
accept them.
do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the,
It's funny
the
like that.
epiphany I had before, I mean, it's got worse and bad, but the epiphany I had was it always gets better. Always.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, during that one was the only time I've ever, and I would never ever commit suicide, but that was the only time I actually understood why people might do that.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this what's happening to me right now, I am in such a bad place where that would be a release from this,
Yeah.
you know, and I understand now why people might do that, which was a scary thought to be ruminating in my head, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck me,
Wanking a nap.
whacking it up,
Be alright.
pissing a fart.
Talking about death and suicide, wasn't there like a law passed somewhere in Europe or something that you can help people to die?
Oh,
now?
I will.
Yeah,
They've
they
had that
assisted
for a
dying
while,
thing.
This is
euthanasia,
coming
yeah.
here as well, right? So let's get into that.
A
Here's
lot of
my
people
thoughts.
highly disagree on it. A lot of people do, but I think there's definitely
go ahead, yeah.
situations and debates in there.
Right, here's
ahead, yeah.
here's what solidified my belief that it's wrong, is because if you say you're dying, right? Say you've got, God forbid, cancer, right? And
Well, anything.
your loved ones are around you and it's hard on them. You've got cancer, and now this law has passed where you can kill yourself, you assist yourself to die.
Yeah.
But you've got years left, just say. But it's going to cost money. It's going to cost a lot of heartache and hardship. And there's your family sitting there. Now you have this within your power to just go, I'll not be a burden. I'll kill myself.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good.
Yeah.
But is it?
Yeah.
But then that's...
And then they don't have to go through the
I
suffering.
personally-
It's ripped off. I don't have to go through the suffering. You know,
I
either
personally-
way, they're going to suffer. They're going to suffer more for fucking 2 years watching you wither away. You know,
I don't know. But I think
I don't
that's...
agree.
Fuck
I agree with God. Like, I don't agree with that. No, that's-
I think
it's sad that someone just feels now pressured to kill themselves because they're going to be...
Yeah.
I think that is pressure.
No, it's not
Definitely.
pressure.
I
Life's
think
too precious to kind of just feel that way over feelings. You know, like, you can't just wipe your life out. You know, just over people's feelings like that. You know, I
But
think
it's
more
your
important.
feelings.
I know, but it's still.
I think it's okay once it gets to the point that you're going to die soon. Or you're
I think-
really like, okay, but
I
like,
think-
Yeah, no,
you've
I
got
don't
years
think
left.
you can do it when you're
Yeah.
like, if you have a possible chance to get better, then obviously.
But if there's
Yeah.
no
You know
chance,
what I mean? But
then
if there's no
No,
chance,
no.
fucking way on, son.
I know,
what
but
I
still,
think
it's
is
pressure. Look.
if you've got absolutely no like
Well, think about this, right?
light.
You've got kids, right? And they want to have you around as much as possible, but you feel pressured into not being a hardship on them.
But
So-
why do you feel pressured into that? Why is that not just
Because
the
it's
right
an option.
decision?
Because it's an option.
Because it's an option doesn't mean you feel pressured. You can discern
Because
your own
but-
judgment, though.
Yeah, no,
You
but,
know what I mean?
but
You
it
can be
also
like,
means...
I want to leave. I don't want to suffer. I don't want my family to suffer through that either. It's not like I want to do it. Like I'm being pressured into doing something I don't want to do. I think it would come more from like, I don't want to suffer myself, obviously, and go through that fucking 2 years of turmoil. And I don't want my loved ones to remember me like that. I want them to remember me like this when I'm at least somewhat myself, you know?
Yeah.
I do get
and
that.
real sad journey to the end of life.
I do get
and we
that.
can shorten that, then why not, you know?
I get that.
I
I
know what
get
you're saying,
all those
yeah.
feelings, but I also think that it would be wrong to shorten it because you should go through that with your family, and you should go that like
But
you're
why?
kind of taking away life still.
But
You're
why?
because I kind of still think that's like almost suicide. And it's
But it is.
It is
I know,
suicide.
well, I know, like,
It is.
But there's a way I kind of think that it's not. And the only way it's acceptable if you have like absolutely no absolutely no joy or nothing in life. Like if you can't, like if you're just fucked, like mentally and physically, you know, you're just lying there like a vegetable. I think that's maybe, but then you can't really make that
That's a
decision
different-
for you.
I know, make a joke around that.
You know, you can't really make that decision
that
for
one
yourself.
pass.
then.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of I look at it as I don't necessarily think it's like pressuring people into doing it if they don't want to do it. I think me personally, say I was in that situation, I don't think I would want to end my life earlier.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying, but then-
it doesn't really affect. Like I think people should be given the choice if they want to do it
Definitely.
themselves, that kind of thing.
But also, like you said, they're like, you say you don't want to do it, you really don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because you do
Well, then
want to
you
live.
just don't then.
You do, but you feel pressured because it's going to be a hardship in your family.
I would never feel that way because I think like you're saying there, I think it's that difference and think, well then you can't answer for everyone because everybody thinks differently, but just for me it would never be a pressure, even if it was like, oh, your family will not have to go through this, and I'd be like, fuck up, they'll go through it if I fucking say they're going through it. You know what I mean?
It's just selfish on your part. Then.
So, but it would be selfish for them to not go through it too. You
But
know?
I think there would be
gonna make me do anything, you know?
many people would feel otherwise and probably feel what Gareth's saying there.
That's-
Many people.
I can't
But I
talk
think
for-
it may be a bad thing to have just as a law. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's very.
I like it.
It's strange.
It's
I
a
like it.
strange one. Like,
I find that if it's kind of weird because if somebody is of the mindset that they kind of want to end their own life and stuff like that, the legalities around it, yes, case by case and stuff like that. If you're assisting someone to kill themselves, that's a crime and stuff like that. But the actual thing of suicide by yourself, if you're capable of doing it, like it's one of those weird kind of like gray areas, I guess.
It is like, look at Robin Williams. Like he was fucking, you know, he just didn't want to burden
there comes
his
a point.
family. He didn't want to burden himself any longer. Like, you know. And
Yeah, when you're that kind of way, like. But I want to go out. I want to go out like Hunter S. Thompson, like. I've always,
But then that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing, you know.
Yeah,
That's the same thing.
but that's what I would do. Like
He was the guy that wrote Fear and Loathing.
yeah.
wasn't it?
So
he invented gonzo journalism, you know.
Yeah.
he found out. I think he had cancer or something. He found out he
I don't even
had.
think he did.
I think he did. I think
I
he
don't
had
think he did,
something.
you know.
He
He
had
was just
something.
really depressed,
I
wasn't
don't
he?
think he did.
Whichever it was, he was 60 years old, and he said that's enough, and he just went out in his garden and shot himself.
Jesus.
I would
You do that,
say,
Gareth.
like,
Like sitting in his typewriter.
You do
was he
that.
not?
yeah, when I get
Sitting in his typewriter,
incurable
though,
or unoperable, no, I think he went in his garden, his back garden.
Are you sure?
Done it. I think so. Yeah,
You sure?
I think that's you're remembering like sort of a romantic way.
But this is funny. This is why. This is exactly the way it should be remembered then, because he invented gonzo journalism, which is a romanticized version of fact.
Yeah.
So like no other journalist ever wrote like him before, so he would go and cover something that's factual, but it would be, you know, awash with fantasy as well, and you as the reader had to discern what was real and what wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny then that you
Yeah,
have
like
memories
that,
like that, you know.
Unreliable narrator type thing.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
His
fucking cool.
then Johnny Depp and stuff. Johnny Depp was a real
Yeah.
good friend of his and stuff, and obviously in the movie, he
A couple of movies.
Hunter S. Thompson made Johnny Depp promise him that he would fire his ashes out of a cannon. You know, so they've done that for his funeral. So pretty sure.
One way to go. Like.
There's a story that he was at Jack Nicholson's house.
The heart or something.
Yeah, they had a deer heart. He went to Jack Nicholson's house in the middle of the night, and his kids were there and all, like, and he was just like, can't remember what he was playing loud
He was
music or doing
supposed to go.
something.
He was supposed to go over for a drink or something or a party, and he had like this truck, and he had like spotlights on the truck, you know, like a big redneck truck, and he brought. I can't remember why the deer heart thing happened.
He
but
threw it at the
brought-
door or something,
He
didn't he?
threw the deer heart at the door and was like, "Come on out, Johnny," and then or Jack or whatever, and then Jack Nicholson and his kids shit themselves and hid down in the basement, and then he parked the truck on the top of the hill and started shining the spotlight onto the house for hours, being like, "Why are you not coming out?" You know what I mean?
He didn't know it was him.
It's like,
Obviously.
yeah, what are you doing?
Jesus.
Do you guys know the story about Jack Nicholson's upbringing?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
About-
He's a beep baby. Is that what we're talking about?
What?
Was it?
Flag that. His mother was.
No.
He's the product of rape.
Is he?
I don't know if that was the case. I know he grew up thinking that his sister was his mother, or vice versa, his mother was his sister, and that his grandparents were his real parents.
Yeah.
And it's also the same way Ted Bundy, the serial killer, grew up.
Fucking hell.
Well, Jack does have that look about him. He just went the other way. You always have the choice.
Yeah.
See, there you are.
See,
You always
this is
have the
it.
choice.
This is the nature versus nurture
Yep.
thing.
You
Two
always
people
have
from
the
the same
choice.
environment.
Granny, look.
Same kind of thing happened
Same, yeah.
with my mom. She grew up like a mixed like religious background and stuff like that in North Belfast. And growing up, she had 3 sisters, 4 brothers, and growing up, she found out that she had another brother, but she was brought up thinking that he was just a family friend,
Right.
and lived in the Isle of Man. But it turns out biological brother from the mum that's just fucking
Mad, like
mental, like-
mad things happened here. like,
but now
in the day, they were
they
just
have
like-
that relationship now. yeah, it was like literally sweeping everything under the fucking
yeah,
carpet.
You know what I mean? Like,
what was that?
Fucking mental.
What's that new movie with Cillian Murphy?
Oh,
Small
small
things.
things like these. Yeah,
I want to watch
it
that.
was
like.
extremely bleak, but
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
good. I haven't seen it. I really want to see it.
It ends on a heartwarming note, which is
Class. I was listening to an interview, Blind Boy talking to Cillian about it and stuff. It's all about the Magdalene laundries,
right, okay.
which was a fucking insane thing that happened here up until like '96 or something.
Yeah,
they were
it's
still going on. Like
fucking
that's a
mental.
Isn't that
strange.
insane?
Like I don't understand that. Like imagine, like it's religion. It's obviously just real devout religious people that didn't want to oppose the church back then. That was
Didn't want to oppose the church, and then that thing of like we said with shush, you know, it's like
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people probably did know, and they're like, it's embarrassing. They don't want their family to be seen as that's happened
Yeah.
to them, so they're just like, shh.
So was
just
it
carry
always
on, you
like
know?
a girl or whatever had a kid out of wedlock,
Yeah.
and that was the main reason they went.
Yeah.
for sure,
Laundries.
like for
Yeah.
sure.
And even when they had their daughters inside their prisons,
yeah,
those daughters were brought up in the Magdalene laundries with them,
yeah, I think so.
and then
Yeah, I think there's also cases of people getting like shipped off for adoption and stuff like that. I'm not sure if
Yes.
it was in Ireland or if they were shipped over to
no,
England.
there was
Scotland, Wales and
definitely
stuff
there
like
was
that.
those baby houses.
Yeah.
And I think there was actually some of them that were saying there was a big mad fucking case of this, like, but some of them that they said sent for adoption, they actually just killed them and buried them in the garden.
The one in, was it Tomb near Galway? I remember that kind of story.
Just found a grave full of dead babies.
Mass grave, like, it's fucking...
Yes. Seeing what happened here, like, but something stuck with me, like, the girls in these Magdalene laundries and their mothers would be brought up separately, never allowed to see each other.
Yeah.
And there was actually tunnels built in like the churches and stuff that the mothers or vice versa had to go under, and the children would be up, and the mothers would be underneath listening to their children upstairs saying their prayers. And they'd be just listening to it underneath. Like, it's fucking, like, that's poetic. Like, sad.
Quite sad.
Like, what am I doing? Like, this is fucking. It's supposed to be a funny podcast.
Yeah, I need to fucking start talking about my dick or something.
That was pretty
What
funny.
kind of dick do you have, sir?
Adequate. And
Martin's got Peyronie's disease.
It's all bent up
oh,
the
shit, yeah, I've heard about that. Shane talks that.
Yeah, I was actually watching his bit the other night on that new special he put out, and it reminded me, you know.
I like the way comedians now are putting the specials out in like YouTube and stuff like that. It's a lot more accessible.
Everybody's doing it, not even just the ones here. Like,
but that's what I kind of like.
Released his
on
the,
but yeah, I like the local kind of. Well, if you say like the UK and Ireland scene is local, like there was nothing really like that when like I first started doing stand up and stuff like that. There's stuff behind paywalls and stuff, but it's nice to get like if someone was getting into stand up now, they can look at say like Williams or Shane's or any of the guys in the local scene that put stuff out of there. It's like it's accessible,
inspiration.
Like,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
The thing about it is as well, like back in, not even back in the day, just like 10 years ago, like you had to put out a special through a network or something.
Yeah, and it come out as a DVD.
And now
stuff like
everybody's doing everything for themselves.
Yeah, it's real DIY thing. You're not.
And then even before that, like the main goal of every stand-up comedian wasn't even to get a fucking special. It was to get like the Tonight Show or a talk show or something. So like they would fuck off opportunities to make things like that.
Yeah.
To try and get the talk show or the movie or the sitcom.
Yeah,
you know?
it was all stepping stones to get to that place. Yeah.
Plus, like,
really fucking changed big
there's
time.
no reason not to put it out on YouTube now, because if all you really want is a paycheck for your special on a fucking network, it's not really going to help you in the long run. Just let as much people see it as possible. Then you're going to make more money from the
straight up
the tour or something. Like people are going to.
That was my big thing. Like I wasn't very goal orientated, but I was. You like to have certain things in your mind's eye to work toward and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when I first started, I was like, "This is fucking shot in the dark," but I want to be on Conan. Like do the stand up section on Conan, and then the Conan shows he stopped doing it. And I was like, my dream.
Conan is the best. He's the goat.
Oh yeah.
I love Letterman, like, but Conan, like, love him.
And after that happened, I was like, right, I'll readjust. And there's a comedy festival called Just for Laughs in Montreal, and it's like up there with Edinburgh as like a very prestigious thing.
Yes.
And it's not like Edinburgh. You can't just bring a show there. You have to like get on certain lineups and stuff like that.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's the new goal. And then a couple of years ago, that has ended now. So I'm like, if I just stop having goals, things will stop getting cancelled. But with my when I started improv, when I say I auditioned, I applied for the auditions for Saturday Night Live when I was living over in America, and I didn't get it. Surprise, surprise. But that's something I wanted to.
This is the consolation prize being on this podcast. Sorry, man. Sorry.
So that's
what was that experience like?
Chicago.
Yeah, like
Chicago was
actually a plan to be on SNL. Like, what was
That's exactly what it was.
Please, can I be on SNL?
Just emailed a video of me pretty much talking, and didn't hear anything back. But I when I was in Chicago, Chicago's like the kind of the intellectual home of improv comedy. So like
they had was it there was like a comedy troupe from there that's quite famous.
So there's like certain schools and stuff like that. So there's Second City.
Second City, that's what I was
Second
talking
City.
about, yeah.
Like loads of people have all come through Second City.
Yeah.
But the one I went to was Improv Olympic, which was the first one, started by a guy called Del Close, who is like the kind of the father of improv and stuff like that. And I went there, and it was a really cool experience, but I was completely out of my depth and stuff like that. But I just, before I left, that was when I did my first stand-up gig, and I did gigs when I was over in Chicago at like open mics and stuff, and it was I was getting on fine because I had the gimmick of like being Irish and having like a kind of Irish accent and stuff like that. But you see, when I came back home from Belfast and just ate shit for a couple of months, I was like, I need a new gimmick here, just because everybody has the same accent as I have right now.
So did you move over there by yourself? Or
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like
Specifically, lived in a hostel for a couple of months just to go to school.
you wanted to try that all out?
Yeah.
That's class. Like, kick some balls to do that. Like,
Deep dish Chicago pizza actually that good?
Pequod's is the best pizza I've ever had, and I eagerly anticipate the day I get back in Chicago so I can have some more.
Shout out sponsored podcast.
Pequod's would be a great fucking sponsor, man.
imagine like, and is it deep dish? Yeah.
Yeah, like proper, like the cheese is under the sauce.
Pizza pie.
I watch a lot of your man Dave Portnoy reviewing the pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
I love that shit.
Decent. Like,
One bite, everybody knows the
I'm
rules.
not sure if I agree with his system of rating
Rating it?
pizza though.
what's
His whole system
So-
is like, pretty much like baked to perfection is what
He just likes it what the way he likes it. It's his review.
I know
His
it's
opinion.
his review, but I
There's a guy, Barstool Sports, ever.
I've heard of Barstool, but I never
Yeah.
really.
I like a
it's-
droopy pizza. I like a pizza that droops.
I don't.
I fucking love it.
Don't like it.
One
Don't
of
like
the,
a
one of the
greasy,
greatest
drippy, melty
pizzas
pizza.
Not
I've
greasy,
ever
no.
had,
No, I'm not a
and to
fan
be
of it.
honest, it's probably shite in a lot of
People's eyes.
people's eyes. It was in this town.
Pink guy.
He's not here anymore, like, but it's Mario. He's
Yeah.
so fucking
It was lovely. Like,
tradition.
Yeah,
such
it was.
tradition.
Nice. Like,
It
a flag that
reminded
doesn't
me-
case, but I mean, there's probably loads of
reminded me
pizza
of-
places called.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pizza.
Yeah,
You know the way
great.
they fucking get it at all.
proper mozzarella,
just
the
yeah.
sauce
drips
was the
down.
sauce was great.
It's
Everything.
very doughy. It's just about. It's almost dough, but it's.
Nah, it wasn't. It was
It was
great.
so doughy.
But yeah, that guy Dave Portnoy just reviews pizza, but it's like one bite. Everybody knows the rules, and he doesn't take one bite. He takes like 5. But yeah,
I like a
Some of the
thin,
pizzas.
yeah.
solid.
Oh, so do I. Like I like that
Doesn't
too.
move,
Like,
just a wee jig.
yeah.
It's a little
Bit of
yeah.
crisp.
What's we've talked about this with the Talking Balls guys, like, but what's your go-to pizza? What's on it?
Ham and pineapple.
Yes.
And anybody who disagrees with that hates democracy.
Do you want to know what I don't understand? Why does anybody flip out?
I don't get it.
Why does
Yeah.
anybody get
It's
angry
not such a big deal.
about other people's?
I know.
Would you flip out if someone's like, "What do you like?" They're like spaghetti and shit. Would you flip out, like,
Yeah, but common sense. Like,
But that's food and then shit. That's that food and food.
that's what pineapple is, the Jay.
Pineapple's food,
It's 4
man.
against 1, so
Fuck, I can't. Like,
I fucking love
I
it.
don't give a fuck. That's terrible.
I'm
like.
going to say to anybody coming on this podcast now to be a big advocate for pineapple on pizza.
There won't be many. There won't be many.
the other 2 guys from Talking Balls hated it. Like,
Like, it's just one of those things that like. It's the worst combination of things for me, taste-wise, texture-wise, all of it.
I love
it's
it.
just not okay.
belongs.
It's not alright.
I understand with the texture, but with the taste, the,
Fair enough, but for
the
you-
salt and
Salty
sweet,
sweet, like,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, it's
sweet.
great.
Can't beat
And
that.
for
But I don't
95% of
understand
the
is
planet
why
that are normal.
Why do you get
They're not
angry?
psychopaths.
Why do you people? Why do you pineapple haters
mean?
get angry?
I knew it was coming.
Pineapple haters.
You won't lose this one.
You pineapple hater.
But I like pineapple.
No, you
like
don't.
it. I do. I like pineapple.
You just classed it as shit 2 seconds ago.
When you put it on melted cheese and pepperoni, yeah.
Olives
It
and
turns into
pineapple.
shit.
No.
Can't beat that.
Olives?
I like
Caramelized
I like
pineapple.
olives.
Olives on a pizza?
Yeah.
On pineapple, like salty
Not
sweet.
on pineapple, like
Nah.
maybe just olives.
I'm not an
I
olive
think
guy.
Joe Rogan has anchovies, pineapple, and olives on
What
his
the-
pizza.
That's a bridge too
Fuck.
far for
That's
me.
it.
Anchovies, like nah.
The anchovy
No.
thing, no, I can't get
I'll be
on
honest,
that.
Not for
see,
me.
a good cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
A good cheese
Bit of
pizza.
bears
beat it.
on.
Oh yeah.
Pepperoni and peppers.
Might be the best.
You go with that all the time.
Just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I got I was earlier on this year. I went over to Milan for one of my friend's weddings, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the pizza was pretty overrated. But
In Milan?
in Milan,
Okay, well.
yeah, which you expect it to be good. Not a single person put a slice of pineapple on a pizza. It was disgusting.
Or they wouldn't
they
do it for
actually-
you?
no,
They
no.
were like,
Well, no, I did
"Get the
not.
fuck outta here."
I didn't know what the Italian for pineapple was, but
It's get fucking get fucked.
fucking hell.
Fuck's sake. Do you ever listen to Chop Suey, the song by
Yeah.
thing, and then close your eyes? It sounds exactly like Will Ferrell.
Did I not send you that? No.
so.
There's a guy that does that. He like
I seen it
makes
somewhere.
he makes videos of like popular songs, and then he puts an actor or someone beside it, and you cannot hear
Any other way.
Yeah,
And
no.
it
Sounds
really
like them.
does sound like Will Ferrell.
I'm a big System of a Down fan, so
Oh,
I don't know
us
how
too,
I feel,
like-
I don't
They're
know how I
ones that,
feel
like,
about that. Like,
stayed with me from a young age. like.
yeah.
They're
love them.
fucking
We
class.
were big metalheads back in the day, like, and a lot of the bands we would listen to back then probably don't listen to anymore. But System of a Down are one.
Yeah,
that
it's
just-
one of the ones that stuck.
because they're good. They're
oh, yeah.
fucking great.
Insane, like what?
Yeah.
It's just so
Different.
unique. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
Love it.
I when I used to go to school in Belfast and then ended up getting expelled and moving to just down the road there,
What did you get expelled for?
running away from boarding school.
Right?
Real Harry Potter shit like that.
I am home. I'm not going home. Not really.
And then yeah, that's how I made friends when I moved to a different school because they were the only people that listened to music I like.
Oh yeah,
Which is
fucking
cool.
right.
Yeah, that's a good way to connect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Do you play instrument?
No, well, I play bass, but I was in when I was much younger. I was in a Nirvana tribute band
Right.
called Penny Royalty, but we
Cool.
spelled it like royalty as in royalty. Because I was funny back then, apparently. But no, I still have a couple of basses around the house, like, but I don't really play. anything.
And did you just gig about or anything?
No.
What age were you? Quite young or?
Yeah, like 14, 15, something like that. Yeah.
such a
Nearly
rite of
half my
passage,
life ago, which is fucking mental to say. Like,
Fuck me. Like.
Not
Yeah,
put
we're
on
gonna
like a
die
show
soon as
for like
fuck,
your
isn't it?
friends or anything?
no, so do you guys know the band Brockhampton?
Who?
Yeah,
Brockhampton.
Brockhampton, yeah.
So a guy,
Is that a band?
yeah,
I thought it was a guy.
guy I went to school with is in them.
Right.
And we were talking about I was on Dave Elliott's podcast there last week, and we were talking about like famous people that or like getting asked back to school to do like talks and stuff like that. And you expect like gigging to the extent that I have, that people would know me if I talked about like going back to school and talking shit like that. But when the person that was in your friend group and in your class was on the Jimmy Kimmel show like last week with Brockhampton, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Second fiddle again.
Jealousy's a bad one. Like,
Oh, it
I
is.
get it big time. Like, I don't know.
But I think mine's a bit more healthy now. Like I get it, and it's more like a fair play jealousy. If you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
But like
Where I'm
we talked about this before. We were in a band and we were trying to like be a band. Like, before we actually were a wedding band, we're trying to be a proper band. And anytime it kind of ruins music in a way, because anytime you go see live music, you're like,
yeah,
cunts.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
I
same
want to
with
do
comedy.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's the same
it's
with comedy.
actually it's transitioned from music now to us doing this. Whenever I see anybody else doing it or something, I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could fucking cunts. I could do that.
You go to a live podcast, you fucking hack.
Yeah, just go to tea with me and be like, "Fuck you, Shane."
Fucking hell. You've had Shane on the pod, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very, very nice for doing it. Like,
Shout
it
out
was-
Shane Todd.
Sponsors.
Imagine a podcast sponsoring another podcast. That's fucking excellent.
I actually had that thought. I had a thought the other day to message you and go,
Sponsored by Tea with Me with Shane Todd.
would you take us as a sponsor? Like we 4 Brors mug or something. Drink your tea in it. That's what I actually want to get, 4 Brors mugs for here.
Yo, that would be cool.
Yeah,
That'd
we've
be
got
good.
stickers for these, but like no one can see them.
I was-
I've got
And
t-shirts too, and they're
think-
also
I
shit.
think we need
They are.
a teapot
Too right. Get out.
for refills.
I genuinely think you'd make a bomb if you sold like replica balaclavas.
Well,
Oh, we're gonna?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Once, and like I don't like saying if because I don't like.
Well, then say when, dickhead.
That's what I'm saying. When we transition into being fucking massive. Not that I'm already massive. Like,
Manifest it.
I'm manifested, right? Once we transition into like needing to do that,
Yeah.
I thought was like
So what I thought was this,
balaclavas or-
right? Do you know who Cam Patterson is?
No.
Okay, well, so like...
you watch Kill Tony?
Kill Tony?
No, no.
Okay, well, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, so when someone does really well in Kill Tony, Tony will keep them as a regular, and then they get to come on every week and do a set.
Yeah, like
right?
Casey Rocket and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this
yes.
guy, Cam Patterson, he was literally like from the ghetto, like, you know, and he's hilarious. But he's not hilarious in like a comedic time and setup way. He's hilarious because of the life he's lived and the way he looks at life and all that shit.
Yeah.
But he has this thing where he's obsessed with rocks. Right?
Yes, I've seen this guy.
Yeah, on his
Yeah.
pocket, Now, rocks are free, right? They're everywhere.
I got a jar of dirt.
He goes, every town he goes to now, right? His dad, who goes in, they go to like Costco or something and buy like 2 big bags of rocks for $8, right? And then he sells one rock for $20 and signs it and makes
Class, like, isn't it?
a lot of
That's
fucking money.
fucking funny,
So it's
man.
kind of the same concept with a balaclava.
Like,
I
how much
know
do- how much do these
balaclava
cost?
is fucking tenner or something.
10 for 4.
You know what I mean? So
Sell 'em for 20 quid each.
for 30. Like, you know,
Signed 100.
I reckon if you really try, you could get DJ Povey on.
We are other co-producer kind of guy. Does all the graphic design and all.
If I put my foot in it,
No,
is
no,
it?
no,
Oh, okay.
No. He was at an event. I think it was the actual screening of their movie. Kneecaps. What's that called?
Kneecap.
Yeah, no, but what's that? What's it called?
The premiere.
Premiere, right? He was at the movie premiere, right? And I know what a kneecap is, right? I fucking kneecap people for a living. He was at the premiere and he met them backstage and he asked them to come on and all, and they just said they were fucking really busy, obviously.
yeah.
But at least it's been put out there.
Yeah,
and sort of.
it's in the universe.
Yeah.
I was in the Kneecap movie.
Were you?
Yeah.
Class.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I'm DJ Povey, actually. No, I do some extra work from time to time.
Class,
I was an
yeah.
extra in the movie.
Class. Yeah,
And
I've seen
they cut one of my scenes.
Bastard.
I was really fucking annoyed about it.
All right.
I know, I was outraged as well.
I've seen you in a few wee things like you were
horrendous.
in like a Barry the Blender sort of video there. and stuff.
Yeah, I was the Lost Blender tapes. That was fun.
You didn't happen to make it into this new thing Shane's doing?
No, Minders, no. Was it Minders?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's on.
I hope it's not called that.
It's oh no, wait, it's Chancers.
Chancers.
Yeah.
I don't know where Minders came
Minders
from.
is different.
Yeah, it's
That's a
Minders not like a. It's,
Minders.
He said minors.
no.
Is that what you said?
It's like, yeah, it's
That's the
that
dark
shit.
web version.
But no,
Shane
I wasn't
Toddler.
in that. I've been in.
Bro.
That's good, man. Sorry, that's
Bro.
good. Shane Toddler.
Sorry.
That's a Shane Toddler in that one. Fuck yeah, I'm proud.
Jesus.
Done some ads and stuff like that, but not
Yeah, that's
too
cool,
serious. Like, it's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good crack.
I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that Kneecap movie yet. I'm going to look for you.
It's
in it.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Look
good.
for you. In it.
And there's a scene when Michael Fassbender's in there, like when they're having the gig.
What?
I'm the one.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender's
Just
in it.
walk past him.
You just walk past him.
Yeah, he's
Is he Magdalene
surprisingly he's not that tall.
No, he's
No,
Canadian or something.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was just
Yeah,
like,
but
something.
I expect him to
funny.
be this giant. Like,
Yeah, like I don't know, like actors.
There's people that
you
are-
always think they're bound to be at least a foot taller than
Yeah,
you. Like,
yeah.
It's funny. It's because they're larger in life. Like
You know, they are.
You know, there's people you've seen like all like.
I don't know. I think it's just because you've never seen them in real life as well.
that's
Yeah.
And
probably
you're
it.
just
Yeah,
looking at them on a screen, so you just assume based on things around them, your brain just judges that person as
yeah,
that
the
tall.
forced
Yeah.
perspective
You know
of
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
We were surprised by Paddy Raff's height when he came here. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
quite tall guy.
tall.
Like, and you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I've just seen him on things and we're like, you wouldn't expect him to be that tall. Like.
Yeah,
It's the same with like, especially when you watch like UFC and stuff, you know, like you'll look at like a fighter that weighs 135 pounds and is literally like 5'3" or something, and then there's someone fighting at 255 pounds and is 6'5", and to
There's
be
hardly any
honest,
way to tell. Like,
if
yeah.
you didn't know their weights and their height, you would kind of be like, what size are these people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing
It's
to go on.
hard to tell. Like,
Yeah.
it is hard to tell.
So I'm 6'7", and
we're all very tall. We all play basketball.
Yeah.
I've sort of. I think I had a complex when I was younger. I obviously grew out of it. I didn't grow out of it. I fucking stayed the same height out of it. But
Write that down.
oh, that's a good one. Yeah, because I was an average height guy in school. There was small people in my school. They were the small guys. I wasn't. And then I went back like the year after for like, you know, you go back for like in 6th year. You're not actually in 6th year, but you go back and it's like a reunion sort of thing.
No.
Everybody's taller than me. This is just not like a reunion, but I don't know why. There was just a year after. Well, we were all there.
Nope.
Anyway,
Did you just get crash at school formal?
These people so much bigger, like 30 years old.
And it was the wrong school. It wasn't the same school you went to.
I was like 20 and they were like 12. So, hey guys, remember me?
You're going to Montessori school. You're like, what the fuck?
Lucy, it's me. I sat behind you in maths.
What the fuck?
I found out there's a comedian down south who's also a Montessori teacher, and I had never heard that word in my life.
What is
before.
that?
It's like preschool or something like that, or
Montessori.
But I kept
First
getting
time I'm
confused and
I
kept
got
calling it
checked.
minestrone.
Minestrone.
And, yeah, that's it's sticking.
Minestrone.
Montessori.
I've never heard that. Have you?
It might be a down south thing.
Is it like Irish? Is it?
Yeah.
Was
Well,
it
I don't know.
like,
It's
you
either
know,
Italian or
parochial
Irish.
school?
I'm not sure.
Is that what it is? Like parochial school?
I have no idea. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm 5'7".
Have you guys never heard of it?
I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
No, never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I definitely, because I never heard of it either, so I think it's a down south thing.
yeah,
So 5'7", yeah.
I'm 5'7".
Balamori.
At a push, I'm 5'7".
Balamori.
You know, so like.
Do you care? No. Do you care?
Yeah, he
You
does.
care?
He's short.
It's fine to say no.
I've always had a complex about it. You know, obviously I don't anymore. Like, but I just being short. I've had a wee bit of a complex with that my whole life. Like, and I would be very obsessed. I'm an obsessive guy anyway with things, and I would get into this. There's this website called Celeb Heights, and like I would just go on it religiously.
I'm totally
Let's try this then, right? Let's
Yeah.
try this then. Let's see how many times you've been on celeb fucking heights lists. You love lists.
I
See
love
if there's a list. He's reading it or writing it. Madness. Okay,
Schindler's List,
let's see how
favorite
many.
movie.
Let's see how many celebrity heights you can guess and get right.
Ooh, that's a
This,
You know what I mean?
This is a great segment.
okay. Do you have to look this up
Celebrity
though?
Heights.
You have to go to Celeb Heights though.
I know.
Yeah, well, I'll flag this because there might be a wee bit of dead air here
Yeah,
when
sorry,
he
I'll get
gets this
that
up. But
I'll get this up.
yeah. Go to someone that we know, maybe like our favorite actors or something like that. Maybe not someone random like I don't know who they are. You know.
Okay, but I have to make it a wee bit hard.
Well, yeah, but just make it
Okay,
someone we
okay.
know who it is.
Okay, I'll just do people you know who they are.
Right. I can be 1 inch out.
That's what she said.
Fuck off. Push a button.
You're drinking your life. You're drinking your life to fucking nothing.
Brendan Fraser.
6'2".
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Fuck me. Surprised myself here.
Yes, it was.
Shit. Am I a savant like for just people's heights?
But you do this with
This is
movies
my
too,
autism.
so
Yeah,
let's
you're
see.
Rain Man of knowing people's heights.
Rain Man of heights and movie dates. That's me. It's so shit to have that.
I was trying to find.
I don't have
someone
any
who
good
would
powers.
know. Jesus Christ.
What's that tattoo? The bicycle sort of.
Oh, it's
Oh, that's fucking class.
What is it?
That's
Is that like a Salvador
Is that a
Dali sort of?
penny farthing?
it comes back to the whole acid thing.
Ah, right. I just realised what it was there now. It's a
you
wheel
were-
riding a unicycle or a
Oh,
penny
yeah,
farthing. Yeah.
class.
So, when I locked myself in the toilet in the house party, there is
A talking wheel on a penny farthing. There was like, everything's going to be alright, Jordan.
there was a bunch of magazines beside the toilet, and there was a cycling magazine and an Ulster Tatler, and the wallpaper was all like nautical themed. So I made like a little triangle between these three things, and I just kept looking like that the whole entire time to try and stop myself freaking out. And
Jesus.
that's a mixture of all three things: of the cycling, the Ulster Tatler, and the sea life wallpaper.
Nice. That's cool.
And you wanted to be constantly reminded of that fear.
to never do acid again.
Yeah, definitely. Right, give me another one. Hit me again.
Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck.
5'7".
No.
No, I reckon he's tall.
No, I'm saying 5'9".
Yeah.
So
How the fuck?
I don't know. I actually don't know now.
Jesus
I'm scaring
Christ.
myself. Is this real? Am I sleeping?
Okay, we'll do a real obscure one. Clay Aiken.
I don't know who that is though.
Okay, for fuck's sake.
I'm not like
How do you not know who that is, bro?
I don't know.
Is he not like an X Factor dude?
Fuck, I don't know.
Akon.
Akon.
Aye.
That's a
You
hard
gotta
one.
do obscure ones like.
Okay, that's a hard one. Go either way. I don't know if he's tall or not. I'm gonna go 5'9" again.
5'10".
5'10".
no, you're within the one
Yeah,
inch
I've
remit.
one within the limit.
Okay. It's hard because there's like 1,000 celebrities. You're like, who?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, like you just think of a celebrity and go to him.
Oh yeah.
Think of a celebrity. I'll guess the height and then look them up.
All right, Nicolas
that.
Cage.
Nicolas Cage is 6'1". See if he's 6'1", Duke.
Yep.
Is he 6'1"?
He's 6'1".
Right, let's stop this. It's scary. It's scary now. Fuck, I knew that.
Got away. Fuck that.
I don't know.
Dancing heights. Like,
I don't know how I know
what
that.
the fuck?
I just don't know.
Sweating.
Yeah, that's
Something's
not
just
good.
happened
That's not
here.
good.
Something's happened.
I think on that scary note, we'll have to wrap this up. Do you have anything to plug, Jordan? You're saying to me last night you don't really.
No, I have nothing really coming up. If you want to come, do you have much listenership down south? That you know,
We do now.
One or two in Dublin.
Yeah, I'm in Dublin till the 15th. So yeah, come see me do stand up.
What's your Instagram and stuff? Just for
Jordan
everybody?
Robinson Comedy.
Yeah, fucking great chat.
Please follow
It
him.
was
Yes,
fun.
it was fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on. Have you again anytime.
Shout out to our sponsors, Bud Light, Your NI, and Baked Potato and I. Get on that shit.
Patreon.com/4 Brors Podcast. We'll have an exclusive every week, a special every month. There's loads of content over there. It's £1 a month for the first 50 subscribers for life, and that will include the highest tier, whatever that may eventually be. Get on it.
And please like and subscribe. You know
Please.
the
We'll
rules.
suck your dicks.
Dinner. You know the rules.
Even the girls. Right.
Bye now.
Night.
They got little dicks.
To leave the fucking cock sucking cheese where it is.
This magic moment.